Attention homeowners in London in dire need of extra space in their homes. In this presentation, you're going to discover how to create the most space possible with an extension to your home using secret insider architectural tricks and without having to sell one of your kidneys on the black market to afford it. These insider secrets have transformed over £400 million worth of properties in the UK and Ireland in an affordable manner over the last 18 years. You'll never worry again about waking up the kids when you have friends over, or having somewhere for your parents or the in-laws to stay. We'll share how to get even more space above and beyond what an extension will give you. And you'll be amazed at how much your family and friends will marvel at your home extension. They'll think you've moved to a brand new, bigger house. Let me introduce myself. My name is Declan Connolly and I'm the founder and managing director of Bespoke Home Design. And I want to extend my hand in friendship and congratulate you. Congratulate you on what, you may be asking? We want to congratulate you on taking the first steps in your journey of creating a bigger home for you and your family. So let me ask you, are you unhappy and frustrated with the current size of your home? Do you sometimes need to stop your kids from killing each other in the cramped existing kitchen dining space that's currently in your home? Do you need to have eyes in the back of your head just in case one of your kids gets burnt alive by being in the way of the cooking all the time? Do you badly need more storage space to keep the place tidy for once? Would you love to be able to invite family and friends for dinner and actually be proud of your home and show it off a bit rather than the cramped space it is currently? Does your home need a touch-up anyway, because things keep on breaking or wearing down all the time, like taps, tiles, paint jobs, carpets, door handles, light switches, etc., and you just can't keep up with the amount of DIY repairs anymore? Have you never had building work done before and don't have a clue where to start? Well, if any of this resonates with you, then this might be the most important presentation you see all year. You see, a house extension, if planned out properly, transforms your entire home to live in. However, there's more to it than simply adding a lump onto the back or side of your house. Sure, you could go down this route, but you'll be missing out on the massive opportunity that's just sitting there in your home right now. It's an opportunity that will completely change the way you live in your home, as well as add even more value to it, well above and beyond a simple extension. There are a few trade secrets that separate the poor to average house extension from the world-class ones, where we can create a ton more extra space far above and beyond what the extension itself will give you. And this is especially true when it comes to houses in London. But first we need to look at why this problem exists in the first place. You see, most houses in London were built for a time and lifestyle that doesn't exist anymore. And I don't just mean houses built 100 years ago, I'm even talking about houses built a mere 20 years ago. Just look at how society has changed in the last 20 years alone. Mobile phones, internet, social media and Amazon didn't exist 20 years ago, and these are just a few off the top of my head. But it's not just society that has changed, the way we use our homes has changed as well. The point I want to make here is this: the layout of your home was designed to suit a lifestyle that has now evolved into something very different. And the older your house is, the less suitable it is. It just doesn't work anymore for modern living. So as a result, we need to appraise the current layout of your home before we look at adding an extension. Now let me ask you, do you want to live in a modern home? But to compound all these issues, there is another major problem, and that's with extensions themselves. Most people go for the bog standard extension, usually out the back of their house. But this in fact makes your home worse. By adding an extension without addressing the layout issues with the rest of the floor means that whilst you're adding square footage to one part of your house, you will be making the rest of the floor less livable. So to fix all this, we do what we call the preemptive property planner, because we address the layout problems as well as integrate them properly with your extension. And here's how it works. You need to tweak the layout of the rest of the floor as well to get the most from the extension and make your home work better as a whole. And these layout tweaks are minor things, certainly nothing that requires major surgery on your house. More like a minor tummy tuck. The obvious advantage is that you not only get more space with the extra square footage of the extension, but you also unlock a lot more livable space with the tweaks you'll make too. So let me ask you this: do you want to create the most space possible from your extension? Luckily, there are a ton of things we can do with the layout of your home that can completely transform it into something amazing and far more suited to how you and your family live. The kind of tweaks we are talking about are things like moving door positions slightly here and removing bits of walls there and that kind of thing. But for the most part, the tweaks are determined by you and your family's lifestyles, along with what's physically possible with your home. More space with the extension and more space with the layout tweaks. This improves the circulation in your home, improves the amount of natural light that gets in and makes the whole house work better. And it's on top of this we add your desired style and look. And the job of an architect is to translate all this into a home that is as unique as you and your family, is bigger all round and looks great to boot. That's why every job is different if it's done right. And that's what all the training, studying and years of work to become an architect is all about. So for example, here's a home in North London that's actually had 2 extensions built onto it. And look how dark the interior of the house is, and this video was taken during the day. How inviting is that space? Not very, I'm sure you agree. There's a ton of things we can do here to improve it, like minor things such as introducing roof lights and placing a glass door in that wall that would lead it into the front living room, thus bringing light right through the house. Or we can do major things like removing this wall and relocating the kitchen to the rear of the house, thus freeing up all this space here. We would then be able to maybe construct a wall here and make this a workroom, as we still have all this space to play with for an open plan kitchen. We could even add a little courtyard here in the corner to bring light in, and we wouldn't be losing any meaningful space. There's an absolute bucket load of things we could do here to turn it from this into this. And furthermore, to achieve all this with your property isn't nearly as expensive as you might think. Sure, it's a bit more expensive than simply building your bog standard extension, but not ridiculously so. It's very affordable, and besides, if you're in the options stage now, wouldn't it make sense to get all your options on the table, so you can best make up your mind on where to go with it? But it's not all a bed of roses. I'm going to be brutally honest with you here. Getting building work done to your home is a pain in the ass. There's the upheaval, dust and noise, and a bunch of strange, smelly men traipsing around your home like bulls in a china shop, and there's just no way around it. All you can do is minimize it the best you can. Consequently, if you're going to go through the hassle of getting it done, you might as well get the biggest bang from your buck doing it. So which do you want? A home that gets you a bit more space than you have already? Or do you want a bigger home that will also leave you speechless and emotional every time you set foot in it? And I promise you, the price difference ain't as much as you think. Again, it's about knowing what tweaks to make to the layout of your home, along with a delicate sprinkle of ninja architectural and interior design tricks that'll give you a world-class extension instead of an average one. And one that will give you a lot more space than the bog standard extension. Imagine, what would that be like for you and your family? Imagine living in a much bigger home. What could you do with all that extra space? But before we all go and start hugging each other, I guess I better introduce who we are and why you should bother listening to what I'm saying. Well, we're Bespoke Home Design, a design practice of architects and structural engineers, and over the last 18 years we've worked on over 1,000 people's homes in the UK and Ireland. In fact, I estimate the total monetary value of the properties we have worked on to be in excess of £400 million. And as you can imagine, that equates to many millions of pounds being invested, making these properties bigger, as well as transforming these homes into something new, unique and perfectly tailored to our clients' lifestyles. We've also been interviewed for the TV programme Grand Designs and been mentioned on the property show Place Invaders. One of our architects, Ben, has even been on the Grand Designs panel in their big yearly event. We've even had our fair share of celebrity clients. For example, I worked on Mark Owen from Take That's house just after he got married, and an actor out of the movie Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, who I won't name and shame here, the reason for which you'll understand in a minute. And boy did both of those jobs have stories to tell. Mark had purchased a property in southwest London and demolished most of it to rebuild it, along with a massive extension, basement and loft conversion. We saved Mark and his wife Emma from being ripped off to the tune of 82 grand by an unscrupulous builder who purposely didn't include a few things in his quote. We only discovered this when we had interviewed them on behalf of our client, to help with hiring of the builder. Good job we did. Mr. Lockstock also had a barrel load of builder problems on his property in West London. He didn't want us to interview any builders because he had already hired the builder through a friend of his and got a special deal on it. And that proved to be a massive mistake, as they created a big hole in his party wall in his lower ground floor. And the poor neighbour witnessed the bricks caving in on his side, all this whilst he was having his breakfast. Needless to say, a few solicitor letters were flying around after that, and it cost him an arm and a leg to sort it out. If only he had listened to us. Now, I don't say any of this to brag. I say it so you know that we actually live in the trenches doing this stuff for a living. And we've got the scars to prove it. And it's also to highlight what you're up against with dealing with builders when they come to build your extension. Listen, we're not perfect. We've made many mistakes over the years, some of them quite expensive mistakes and made with other people's money. But we've learned from each and every one of them, and our clients now benefit from that knowledge. And we've now perfected dozens of home design and project management strategies and tactics. We've been able to help homeowners get the absolute maximum out of the work to get done to their homes. We know what's required to create a home that has a ton of extra space, looks great, and done in an affordable fashion. And now you can tap into that knowledge for your home. So what we're offering you today is one of our project audit and evaluation sessions with one of our design professionals. It's a 45-minute conversation on Skype where you tell us what you want to do with your property. Basically, you tell us about your current situation, what bothers you about your current home, what bits you like, what bits you don't like, and what are the most important changes you want to make and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll ask about what you want from the finished building work, what you want to achieve with your home, and the bits that are absolutely essential for you to have. We pretty much shut up and listen to what you have to say, and then once we've got the full picture, we can relay all our experience, expertise and knowledge to your project. We can highlight issues with your property or building work that will be an issue for you going forward, so you don't get any nasty financial surprises on the job or ripped off by unscrupulous builders. We'll let you know what you can get away with from a planning standpoint if you require that to start with, as you can build a lot of extensions now without planning permission at all. We'll show you the best way to plan your extension, given what style you're looking for and what's physically possible with your property, so you can get to live in a home perfectly suited and tailored to how you live. We can also advise on structural work required for your extension, so you will understand what will be required and have an idea on how much it will cost you. This is the major expense on your project, and the one most likely to go wrong if you don't address it. It's also the part that causes the most upheaval for you and your family, so you'll also have a good idea on how to plan on living in your home, if you're going to be living there when the work's being done. We'll also be able to show you the optimal layout for a light-filled and elegant open-plan kitchen for your property if that's what you want done, so you can enjoy a space that will be perfect for you and your family's daily needs, as well as a great place for entertaining. Basically, we will be able to give you feedback with whatever spaces you want to create in your home. You'll discover what bits of work have a great return on investment for the sale price of your property and which ones don't, so you can maximise the return on investment on the work you get done. We'll share the names of other businesses we have worked with on other projects, so you can source the best products and get the best people to work on your home. You won't find these on your own, and it's worth the project audit in of itself. You'll be left with a plan of attack on a way forward for you to transform your home into something far better and bigger to live in for you and your family, and a lot more besides. So how much is all this? To give you an idea of our on-site audits, well, we usually charge £750 for that, but you're not going to pay that. You won't even pay half of that. And because you are an email subscriber, you get a special one-time deal on this. You can book your project audit and evaluation session today for free. So if you want to maximise the space in your home with your extension and live in a much bigger house, simply click on the green button below this video. You'll be taken to a special online booking page, and on this page you simply pick a date and time slot that suits you and you're done. And then we'll contact you via Skype on that date and time for a chat about your extension work, and you'll enjoy all the benefits we spoke of earlier. Another point is that other architects and home designers do not offer guarantees. In other words, you can go ahead and pay them a fortune for their advice, and if they're no good, it's tough luck. They still get paid. However, we don't do business that way, which brings me on to our 100% money-back guarantee. If you are unhappy for any reason with your project audit and evaluation session, we'll gladly refund every penny. No questions, no hassles. You can't say fairer than that. In other words, if you aren't happy for any reason, just let us know and we'll give you your money back. We obviously don't think it'll come to that, but if you're even at least a bit worried if this will work for you, then put your mind at ease. Listen, You either get the results you want or you get your money back. It's as simple as that. And we don't stop there. If you want us to help you with your project, whether that be doing the plans and planning submissions or help with the management of the job itself, then that £250 comes off our fee anyway, which means you get it for free. Now here's the catch you were waiting for. We only do 4 of these per week. That's all we can realistically do at the moment. We're very busy with other projects, and as a result our resources are placed elsewhere. So at the moment it's just 4 per week. And if things keep on picking up, we'll most likely reduce that to 2 or even none at all for a while. Plus, you're not the only person who is an email subscriber and watching this video. This offer is unique to you for trusting us enough with your contact details, and we mean to respect that trust with this offer. So unless you want to miss out, I suggest you book yours now by simply clicking on the green button below, and you'll be brought to our special online booking page. You simply pick a date and time slot that suits you and you're done. And then we'll contact you via Skype on that date and time for a chat about your extension work. And you'll enjoy all the benefits we spoke of earlier. With all that said, I want you to realise something, and it's the opportunity cost of not finding out what you can achieve with your home. You can drudge through the web and look at stuff on Pinterest or House, and you can read home improvement books and magazines till the cows come home. But let me ask you, how much is your time worth? And even if you spend days going through loads of information, will it really stack up against 18 years in the industry? 18 years of working in the trenches, hands-on design, with 400 million plus worth of properties under our belts. Ask yourself, do you just want a bog standard extension and live with the layout issues we spoke of earlier? If so, then this probably isn't for you. But if you want to make the absolute most out of the building work you're going to get done, then do not proceed one bit until you have your project audit and evaluation session. Just think of the expense of paying for just one unforeseen pitfall we could have told you about. We're talking thousands here. I'm not kidding. Construction projects are complex and bloody expensive. And don't delude yourself. You are planning a construction project, no matter how small it might appear. Mistakes in dealing with unforeseen pitfalls cost a lot of money. Do you think your builder will be as keen with his pricing when something happens during the work, when he's already appointed, carried out some of the work already, and knows what a pain it will be to replace him? Do you think it's in the builder's interests to tell you of any of the pitfalls he might encounter before they begin? Of course, I'm not saying all builders are dishonest. That would be a ridiculous statement. But the fact is, you won't know until it happens. So why take the chance with something as important as this? Look at it this way. Do people lie about costs just to get the job? Say a tech company is selling their hardware to another company. Do they really tell them of all the extra costs before they get the job? Do they tell them what the upgrades are most likely going to cost unless they are specifically asked? Do they tell them what it'll cost if something breaks down unless they are specifically asked? Do they withhold all the costs so they can get the job and then overcharge for changes because they're already hired and it's too difficult to get rid of them? Of course they do. It happens all the time. Now let's compare that to your building work. Will a builder tell you of the extra costs unless you specifically ask? And how can you ask if you don't even know what to ask or what specific problems exist on your site to begin with? Do you think they'll overcharge you when unforeseen pitfalls happen on your job? And by unforeseen, I mean unforeseen by you, not them. How much money do you think this will cost you? Don't be a mug for these people. You need to be prepared. Compare the free project audit with us compared to what it will cost you if you don't. And to top it all off, what if the finished house doesn't quite work for you and your family? Imagine after spending all that money you end up with a polished third of a house that doesn't really function or look like you wanted it to. Don't let this happen to you. It's about being prepared and educating yourself to the maximum about what you're about to undertake. And that's what this project audit and evaluation session is all about, so get yours now. Simply click on the green button below and you'll be brought to our special online booking page. You simply pick a date and time slot that suits you and you're done. And then we'll contact you via Skype on that date and time for a chat about your extension work, and you'll enjoy all the benefits we spoke of earlier. Sometimes we get asked, if this thing is so good, why is it free? Firstly, this is a special offer because you are an email subscriber, and being free puts this opportunity within the reach of everyone. Secondly, we know a certain percentage of people will want us to sort out the drawings, planning permission and all that stuff, so it's in our interests too. And don't worry, this isn't a sales pitch in disguise. We're architects, so we're not very good at that salesy stuff. Accordingly, we go by the whole mantra of letting the results speak for themselves and let the chips fall where they may. We're only there to provide you the information you need to get a bucket load of extra space out of your house. If there is an opportunity for us to work together on your home, then we can of course mention that. We provide a full home design and project management service, so that includes all the drawings, planning application and building control application. We'll help you choose and source your finishes, fixtures and fittings so you can get the exact look you want. And we'll help you get a builder and even interview them for you, and then make sure your building project is running smoothly. If you hire us after the project audit session, great. If not, we'll be glad to have helped and wish you all the best with your project. You never know, you might change your mind later. However, let's remember why we were doing all this in the first place. Just imagine the look of wonder on your kids' faces when they see your new extension, the look of pure joy on your spouse's face when they see the finished house. Imagine your family and friends when they come around to check out what you've done with the place, and how amazed they'll be when they see the finished job. They'll accuse you of lying when you tell them how easy you found the whole journey. And let's face it, a more comfortable house means happier kids, a happier spouse, and the whole family working better together in the long run after the initial excitement goes and you all settle into your amazing new surroundings. And that's what this is really all about. Providing a better life for our loved ones is a truly beautiful thing and something to get bang on right. It's something you're not going to do very often, if at all, again. So make sure you get it right and you can get off to the perfect start and book your project audit and evaluation session now. This is your last chance to get your free project audit and evaluation session. We'll examine your property and show you what you can do with it and highlight what potential pitfalls exist on your site. But as I said, we only do 4 of these per week. So go ahead and click on the green button below right now and take the first step to planning and building your dream home.